We didn't lead with this today because there's an actual football game to be played tonight, but we've been talking a lot of Cowboys.
Yeah, we sure have.
TJ, and it's all been about like what's up with Micah and do the Joneses know what they're doing and why are they dragging it out and how does that actually lead to results, poorly or not, for the Dallas Cowboys later on, this season. Let's talk a little bit more positives here, right? And how about it includes their coach as the positive? Because as you all know, it all started with Mike McCarthy, you're out. Brian Schottenheimer, who's never done it before, you're in. Because we at the Dallas Cowboys aren't going to go hire an elite coach because they're expensive. And plus, we want coaches to do what we want them to do. And the elite coaches might give, a little pushback.
Or maybe they'll make him
That's
elite.
That's the narrative. But, this is the son of Marty here.
That's what I'm saying.
And this is his one shot. And I don't think, to use the Hamilton phrase, he's going to throw it away. And he's not going to countenance his players fighting with each other during training camp. So apparently a fight broke out in Oxnard, California. He steps in, breaks it up, airs them out, and then makes the players and other coaches run laps.
Love it. Whoa.
Yes, this happened in Oxnard, California yesterday. CeeDee Lamb, you have the floor after that all went down. What did you think of Brian Schottenheimer's way of handling this training camp brouhaha?
It's been a while, but I feel like that was really necessary. I honestly like what he's doing because we need discipline. We need to be able to go through that line. You know what I'm saying? We need to have that availability towards the team and then that aggressiveness at the same time to be able to be as mad and fight between the whistles. And then as soon as the whistle's done, like, we're going to line it up again. So I'll see you next play type. We need to have that type of energy, not we're going to get it done right here, right now, like no matter what. So shout out Shotty for that. But as for us, we just got to be the best group that we can.
What was the PG version of what Shotty's message? It looked like he had a few curse words.
Do we want to be champions? Because like throughout the years of us being here, talent was never the problem for us. It was always discipline. How do we get ahead and not behind? You know what I'm saying? Now, how do we not shoot ourselves in the foot? How do we not hurt ourselves? Obviously, when the momentum is going our way, like, we need to continue to keep our foot on the pedal and make the right play and always think about the team.
Do you want to be champions?
Ooh, I like this.
Calling them out. That's the PG version. I believe that sounded like our friend Clarence Hill asked the question. What's the PG version of what Schottenheimer said to the groups? Do you want to be champions? And how about him saying it's not been the talent around here, it's been the discipline? Because you do see, a lot of foot shooting moments, obviously, by the Dallas Cowboys. Sometimes it was play calling. Sometimes it was timeouts. That's obviously on the coach. And other times it was on execution. That's on the players. But he's saying it's definitely on the coaches, too.
Yeah, Schottenheimer already come out and said he wasn't down for fighting in camp, and I guess that just proved it.
Brian Schottenheimer getting the job done would be quite the plot twist, would it not?
About a month ago, everyone was kind of clowning on Schottenheimer, and I said, because of the one little blurb that we heard, and I told you I listened to his whole press conference, and I bought in, man. I really did, because like we said, he's a coach's son.
What was his soundbite that made you?
I forget. Do you remember what he just said something and it went around and it kind of made him look. Yeah, but then I watched the whole thing and I was like, nah, I like this message. I like what he's doing. Like you said, he's the son of a legend. He had to have picked up on things, right, coaching wise, and he just never got his chance. It took this long for someone to give him a chance, and I can guarantee you that he's not going to go out there and just blow it.
Well, it would be helpful if he is Micah Parsons and CeeDee Lamb. That's what happens when somebody's holding in or not having a contract. Everybody else gets asked the question. And CeeDee was in this position last year. Let's not forget Jerry Jones, when he heard people screaming, "Pay Micah," he said that that's not as loud as when it was last year. Some people took that as a shot that CeeDee is more popular than Micah. But Jerry pointed out he meant that were louder last year because CeeDee literally wasn't here, which makes things worse. So CeeDee's been through all this. He was asked advice that he would give. It's 2 cents on the Micah Parsons situation.
It sucks. Like, it's terrible, to be honest. But as for Micah, his is to dominate one player that's in front of him. So I feel like for him, it's just like whenever you let them shackles loose on him, he's going to be literally an uncaged tiger, so, or a lion, essentially. So for him, just keep his head on right, stay positive throughout this whole thing. We know it's going to get figured out. And when it does, we're going to act like none of this happened. I'm going to ask him for $100,000. And he can't tell me no because he has it.
$100,000 for him.
See, now you being nosy. That's my money.
Oh.
Having fun with it. Because he's right. I told you. It sucks. It sucks to be in this position. You have your self-worth. You wish that management would match your vision of your self-worth. Not just monetarily, but in time. You're like, let's go. Like, we know this is going to happen. What's the point? Let's go. And, of course, Dallas's Joneses are pushing back, saying it takes two to tango. He's got to want to get paid, all that sort of stuff. And it just sucks. He's walking around with everybody knows why he's not participating. They see it. They're trying to buck him up. CeeDee's been through it, but he also knows at the end of the day, he wound up smiling with a ton of cash, and they act like nothing ever happened. And he's a good teammate because he corrected his choice of the analogy of an animal. Like Micah refers to himself as a lion. He's a Nittany's lion. So he went tiger, and then he corrected himself to lion.
That's good.
At the end of the day, he's going to be there, and at the end of the day, it's going to be on the players to execute. And if they have a coach that's selling stuff that they're buying in a way that they didn't have sold to them over the last few years, with all due respect to Mike McCarthy and his tenure there, I mean, CeeDee Lamb said discipline was missing. How about them apples?
Yeah, I mean,
look, and if it's there right now, off we go for the Dallas Cowboys, man. On the first night of preseason. Cannot wait. First night of regular season. Dallas at Philly. Big-ass measuring stick.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.